This is the Fair Weather Fan Podcast, and I'm your boy EC22. Y'all, thanks for tuning in, but let's just dive right into it. Major League Baseball has come to an end. We're in the postseason right now, starting out tonight, we have the wild card game. We have a wild card game tonight and a wild card game tomorrow. Tonight will be the New York Yankees versus the Boston Red Sox. I will pick the Yankees to win that game. They both have an even record at 92-70. So we're going to see. You can say Boston if you want to, but I'm picking the Yankees, man. Let's go. Tomorrow night will be the Dodgers versus the St. Louis Cardinals. I got Dodgers in that game. The winner out of the Yankees and the Red Sox will play the Tampa Bay Rays, and a winner out of the Dodgers and Cardinals will play the San Francisco Giants. Now, the Dodgers, okay, right, is the number 2 team in all the MLB based on their record, okay? The only other team that has more wins than them is the San Francisco Giants, and they're in the same division. Obviously, the Giants takes that division, which forces the Dodgers to play this wild card game tomorrow night. Now, it don't matter what sports we're talking about, whether it be football, basketball, baseball, or whatever. I never has been a fan of this division leader automatically get a bid for the playoffs. I've never been a fan of it. I can't change the rule. It's not my rule. It's not my decision, but I've never been a fan of it. You see it happening a lot in the NFL, but I just wish they just go by record period. Forget what division you in, forget what conference you in. Just go by record period, and you should get into that thing. But I had to say it that way. But, you know, the Dodgers will be playing a wild card game, being the number 2 team in the MLB. They should win that game. And if you know baseball, the wild card game is a winner go home situation. It's not a series. It's one game, boom, and then that's it. So that's on tonight and tomorrow night. And start Thursday will be the first round of the playoffs. And we're going to have the Astros and the White Sox are in it, and then Milwaukee, and the Atlanta Braves and the Milwaukee Brewers. And those other 2 series on top of the winner, either the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox will face the Tampa Bay Rays, and the winner, either the Dodgers and the Cardinals will face the Giants. So that's your first round of baseball postseason, man. Listen, I think it's going to, I don't know. I ain't going to make no World Series prediction, but this is what it comes down to, man. Baseball has a lot of games throughout the regular season, but this is where it gets fun. The road to the World Series, man, I love it. Y'all, let's stay tuned and watch. Now, let's move on to the NBA. The preseason has started, and I'm not watching. Now, listen, I don't really watch too much preseason. Well, at least this year I haven't been watching too much preseason of any sport. But, you know, right now football is going on, so I'm not going to waste my time, energy trying to watch too much of the preseason when it don't count. Now, because I already got the NFL and the Major League Baseball to watch, so my time is already consumed watching those. The postseason of the MLB, and then, of course, the regular season of football kicks off on every Sunday and Thursday. So that's how we roll with that, and Monday night as well. But since we're talking about the NBA, I really want to talk about 2 guys who's really been causing a lot of controversy, or who's been creating a lot of noise in the postseason. Number 1, Ben Simmons. Let's talk about Ben Simmons real quick. Okay, we all saw how he did last year, particularly the end of the season, how he just looked pretty bad. We don't know if it was confidence issues, whatever, but now he decided he want to trade from the team. I think rightfully so, the organization expressed their concerns about Ben Simmons in the postseason, lack of performance, his lack of grit, his confidence. I think the organization is well within their right to express their concerns. I guess he took it personal. So you got the analysts having their strong opinions about it, the fans having their strong opinion about it, people like me who doing sports podcasts, we got our opinion about it. But then I guess, that stuff got to him, and like it do most of these young players, and I guess it brings him consolation to just leave the city. I don't know. The organization expressed their concerns, but haven't talked about letting him go. I mean, every player, for the most part, when it comes down to trade deadline, will probably be in consideration. I mean, except for your top guys, whatever. But, I don't know. I haven't heard anything from about the 76ers about them willing to let him go. But right now, as it stands, Ben Simmons has refused to report to training camp. And so the Philadelphia 76ers have decided to hold on to his over $8 million, I think it's $8.25 million that's due to him. They're deciding to hold on to it, and they put it in an escrow account. So every day he refused to show up to training camp, they're going to fine him, and they're going to deduct that fine or wait for the money they owe him. So if he don't show up, he's going to lose out on $8 million. If I were Ben Simmons, I would show up, not for the organization, but for my teammates. You know what I'm saying? And for the fans' sake, go out there and get better. Practice. Make your shooting better. Make your free throws better. But Ben Simmons, if you choose to make your stand, it's a personal stand you want to make for whatever reason, man, by all means, my guy, make your stand. I hope it works out for you, and I hope it's worth it. Moving on to Kyrie Irving. His situation is this. He refused to get vaccinated. And he is missing out on money because he's getting fined behind this whole vaccination situation. And I think it's not because of the organization or the NBA. I think it has to do with the city of New York. I think they have a mandate for any player that's going to play in these sports arenas. They have to be fully vaccinated, or at least start the process of getting vaccinated. And Kyrie, has you been watching, has refused to get vaccinated. He has his own personal beliefs, own personal stand against the vaccination. That's his prerogative, but he's missing out on money. You know what I'm saying? And as well, you're hurting your team. I don't think the Brooklyn Nets, I don't think they're in a situation where they can't win without him, but he's Kyrie Irving. Why would you not want to have him if he's there, right? Other analysts said that the Brooklyn Nets need to trade him. To me, that's the last resort because you got Kyrie Irving. I don't think they're ready to trade him right now or want to trade him. They want him to be a part of the organization. Hopefully, they can convince him to go ahead and get the vaccination. That way, he can go ahead and play. But we'll see what happens down the road with him. But it's been causing some distractions within the NBA, or at least giving the analysts like myself something to talk about, right? All right, that's cool with that. Let's move on to the NFL. Y'all listen, I'm going to do a brief rundown real quick of last week's games, week 4. But right now, man, if you have a favorite team, yeah, you predict your team, especially your team is doing good, to go all the way. But right now, the way the field has been playing, there are a lot of good teams as it stands right now in week 4. A lot of great teams, a lot of good competition, and you really can't predict who's going to win this thing. But it's been so much fun to watch this season. So let's start out last week. Thursday night, you had the Jacksonville Jaguars going against the Cincinnati Bengals. Good game, great game. Bengals won that game. Trevor Lawrence showed us Trevor Lawrence. He's still a rookie, you know what I'm saying? I give him about 2 years. He should be starting to be at the edge of being an elite quarterback, especially if the organization builds around him and give him the pieces that he needs. But Cincinnati organization, I mean, they're just looking good. I give them maybe another year or two, and they will be an elite team. They will probably be closer to reaching the playoffs. I mean, the Super Bowl within the next couple of years if everybody can stay healthy and stay together. Then you have the Washington football team against the Atlanta Falcons. Washington win. Atlanta always find a way to lose. That's just been a situation. But no disrespect to the Washington football team. They went out there and they got it done. Wow. The Texans and the Bills. If you watch that game, you already know why I'm saying wow. Buffalo beat the brakes off them boys, 40-0. Moving on to Bears and Lions. Oh my, Bears win that game. You're going up to the Cowboys and the Panthers. Cowboys win that game. If you look at the score was 38-28. 36-28. Yeah, Cowboys let the Panthers put up 28 points. But listen, if you watch that game, you already know the defense looked great. Don't let that number fool you. The defense looked great. Cowboys just had this thing where they take off plays, they rest plays, especially towards the end of the game, so they let the players just come back, and just win in those garbage minutes, whatever. That's where they always been, and why not relax, right? They're definitely not like the Buffalo Bills who go keep the gas going against those Texans. But anyway, moving on to the Dolphins and the Colts. The Colts win there. Vikings and the Browns, a very low scoring game, but the Browns edged that. New York Giants, and then the New Orleans Saints. The Saints lost to the Giants. That's crazy. Who that? Right? No, I'm just playing. Now listen, Saints are in rebuild mode. They still got some good pieces out there. To me, it's still embarrassing for them to lose to the Giants, but the Giants played well and the Saints didn't. Enough said about that. Here's the real upset of the week. The Tennessee Titans lose to the New York Jets. Listen, I get it. The Titans didn't have their top receivers. With Julio Jones, I think A.J. Brown were both out. But listen, y'all still have enough weapons on that team to beat the Jets, and you didn't. So that is sad. Okay, it's very, very sad. You guys should have won, but you didn't. There's no excuses. But big ups to the Jets for winning in overtime. The Chiefs and the Eagles. Now, you know how I talked about the Cowboys? Don't let the points that was put up against them fool you to have a good defense. I can't say that about KC because their defense concerns me. Yeah, they went against the Eagles. The score was 42-30. But see, the Kansas City defense is just bad. I mean, just bad. Yeah, there was some turnovers that Kansas City caused, but not necessarily because of the Kansas City defense. It was more so for bad decision by the Philly offense, right? But Kansas City is going to have to continue to do this, put up these big numbers in order to win because their defense can't seem to figure it out. That's just that situation there. But they won, okay? The Cardinals and the Rams, this was the game of the week, division game. Both teams undefeated. Wow, I actually had the Rams to win, but Cardinals had something to say about that. They won that game in a true Cardinal fashion, man. Everybody looked good, not just the quarterback, but everybody looked real good, man. Kyler Murray, the quarterback, looked good, but everybody looked good. Seahawks and the 49ers. Seahawks win that game. Broncos finally take their first loss of the season against a high-scoring and a high-paced team like the Ravens. Marquise Brown seemed like he got his catching issue down because a couple weeks ago he couldn't seem to catch a ball, but this year he caught a long touchdown pass, so he redeemed himself after that. You watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. The Pittsburgh Steelers and the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay win that game. Pittsburgh, it is what it is, right? Now, the Buccaneers and the Patriots. I can't believe what I was watching, y'all, Sunday night. The Patriots was giving Tom Brady a run for his money, man. That was crazy to watch. That Patriots defense is pretty tough, man. They're pretty on point. And I don't know. I mean, I'm not impressed with the win from Tampa Bay. I'm really not impressed with the win, but it is what it is. They won. Brady goes back home, win, whatever. Yeah, boo. And then you finally had the last night game, Monday night games against the Las Vegas Raiders, and then the Los Angeles Chargers. Chargers win that game, man. It started out even, but Chargers took off, man. I last night watching that game, and I've been hard to say it. I know I have a little video when I talked about a couple of videos ago. I talked about who were my up and coming elite quarterbacks, and Justin Herbert was in that top 4 of up and coming elite quarterbacks. But y'all, when I made that video, I was kind of of putting him in there, even though he was last season Rookie of the Year. But yesterday, he has more than convinced me that he is going to be a super elite quarterback. The boy is bad. The boy is bad. I'm just going to leave it at that, man. All right, then. Now, starting out next week, this week, week 5, let's take a look at our matchups. I'm going to give you my predictions. Starting out, we got the Rams and the Seahawks. I'm going with the Seahawks over that. We got the Jets and the Falcons. Falcons can't seem to get it together. I'm going with Jets on that. We got the Packers and the Bengals. Ooh, Bengals looking good, y'all. I'm going to go with the Bengals. If Packers win, but I'm going with the Bengals on that one. I think they're hungry, and we're going to see what happens. I'm going with the Bengals. The Lions and the Vikings. Division game. I'm going with the Vikings. Broncos and the Steelers. That defense, Broncos took their first loss against the Ravens. I know Pittsburgh need a win, but I don't think they're going to win against that Denver D. So I'm going with Denver. Miami Dolphins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay will beat them. the Saints and the Washington football team. I got the Washington football team over the Saints. Eagles and the Panthers. Okay, Eagles and Panthers. Both of them lost to the Cowboys. Not really saying a whole lot, but I'm gonna go with the Panthers. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. Even if Run CMC don't play, I'm still going with the Panthers. Titans and the Jaguars. From what I saw from the Titans last week, I'm going with the Jaguars. I'm just gonna leave it at that. The Patriots and the Texans, I'm going with the Patriots. The Bears and the Raiders, I'm going with the Raiders. Browns and the Chargers, I'm going with the Chargers. Giants and Cowboys. The Cardinals and the 49ers, I'm going with the Cardinals. And then the Bills and Chiefs, I'm giving it up to Bills on that one. KC will take another loss. Then you got the Ravens and the Colts, I'm going with the Ravens. Y'all, that's really it for this podcast. But one more thing I want to do real quick, real fun. This podcast, not only do I talk about pro sports, but I always try to highlight some just everyday people in the things they do when it comes and relate to sports. Usually I have a guest on to talk about, what they do and how they contribute to the sports world, whether it be being a coach or super fan, a fantasy football guru, or whatever the case may be. But this week, I want to highlight none other than myself and my group of homies. Y'all, this weekend, I got out a chance to play golf. But I'm going to lead in this podcast with something fun, just a little showing of what me and the guys got into this past week, y'all. Let's check it out.
This your boy EC22, the Fat with the Fan. Y'all check this out. We're going to stream live on location right now for the Fat with the Fan podcast, y'all. And we just finished a round of golf, man. Let me introduce you to some of my boys out here on the golf course, man. This is my boy Terry right here. And Terry has been crowned the king of the clubs right now.
The MF and King.
That's what it is, man.
The MF and King. That's me.
Man, we streaming out. Man, the one thing I love about golf, man, is that, in most sports, you can't just pick up. There you go. You can win even when you lose. But check this out. If you're playing football, basketball, and things like that, you have to start early. Basketball is not a sport you can pick up in your later years. But golf, you can pick it up as early or as late as possible. It's an easy game to learn, but a hard game to master, man. And my boy has proven that to all these guys out here that he is on top. My boy Dwayne Handy in the house, his first time out.
First time, baby. First time.
And he shot better than me. Ain't that
I already
crazy?
told my man, the brother who has the chain. I already told him. 3 months. That's all I need. 3 months. Chain gonna be mine.
Hey, y'all.
That's what's up. You heard that? He giving this man 3 months. He's gonna surpass him right now. My boy Sean over here, man. Sean, how you do today, man?
I don't see it pretty good, man. Still trying to learn the ropes, but hey, I'm a good there.
That man good, man. He don't need to learn no ropes, man. But I'm gonna speak to the most humblest brother I know with golfing. This my boy CJ. CJ talking to me. This man is a Washington Redskins fan. If you don't understand that, but so tell me, why couldn't you take score out there, man?
Why can I take scores?
Yeah, because you won, right?
I won. But he got to keep the chain because I can't play as much as these guys. They can play every day, every weekend, and I got a family and wife, kids, and got to do that thing. So Terry, he
my homeboys went.
I take the chain from every time and I give it right back to him. I say, here, man, you can have it. Right now it's a consolatory. It's a consolatory chain right now. Look, show the consolatory chain for me.
He's calling you the interim champion right now because the real champion. Y'all, this is Fair Weather Fan Podcast, man. We out.
This is the only team where you can lose and then still win.
Yo, this your boy EC22, and thank you for tuning into the Fairweather Fan Podcast. Listen, if you like the content, please hit the like and subscribe button, man. Tell us how you're doing, leave comments. But if you want to be a guest on this podcast, please DM me your information. We'll link up, and then we'll go from there. This your boy EC22, signing off. Peace out.